I'm giving somebody the blues today.
Ghirlanda is someone who was very outspoken about the identity of Tekken remaining, and he was also trying to give a lot of feedback to the developers. You remember when we looked at that 4-page note sheet Michael Murray responded to with eye emojis? That's from Ghirlanda, and everyone thought there was some really good ideas there. And everyone loved it. But as you see here, what are we, 2 months, 3 months later from that? Ghirlanda says, I never felt so much uninterest on this TWT as this year. Between the game issues, the total absence of decent roadmap, where the finals, where's the prize pool, what they did to RIP, and the growth of the EWC. I feel like the TWT doesn't exist, basically. I seriously believe that there's a huge need of total company restructure when it comes to Tekken. There's so many missed opportunities with Tekken 8 that I lost count of the things that should have been done better. And this is something that you have to talk about, right? More people are excited for EWC. For those of you who don't know what that is, that's Esports World Cup. Esports World Cup will happen soon. I don't know when. But basically, at that tournament, they're giving out $1 million. They're giving out 1 million. Tekken World Tour, first place walks away with like 30,000. Like, who cares about that? Who cares about Tekken World Tour when they are pushing out their legacy commentators without reason? I get it's their game, their company, they could do what they want, but the community birthed a lot of these tournaments. These tournaments existed, and then Tekken and Harada and the corporation pushed its way in, and they took over. And how did they take over? They removed the people who's the pillar? Come on, man. Come on. So they get rid of their top talent. The game is kind of like not good, but then also they're not giving updates. The fact that we wait this long for the prize pool is a joke. When Street Fighter announces their new tournament cup or whatever, right off the get-go, they proudly state, you can win $1 million, you can win $2 million, something like that, right? They proudly state it. Tekken is almost hiding their prize pool. They're hiding. Think about this. They want you to travel all over the world to this tournament, to that tournament, and compete in the Tekken World Tour. But you don't know how much the final reward prize is. The final reward could be $20. It could be 20 million, but you don't know. They just want you to travel they want you to travel and be a full-time competitor without knowing how much money is on the line. Meanwhile, Street Fighter, EWC, and all of these other events are telling you straight up you get $1 million. So it's like, why would you put time into that and not the others? I mean, and this is why the EWC qualifications is becoming more prevalent. The EWC qualification is everyone's focusing on that. Who qualified? Who didn't qualify? I need to qualify. Once people qualify for that, they kind of pull off the gas, because once again, why would you care to go the extra mile for the Tekken World Tour? It doesn't matter at this point. People need the money. They can't travel across the world with no money. So they're going where the money is. The EWC is blowing them out the water, bro. And Tekken, what are you going to do about it? They're showing you up, bro. They're taking your thunder, and you're just letting it happen. You know what I think is really interesting as well is how Harada, he hasn't done so in a very long time, but during Tekken 7, when Tekken 7 was selling more copies than Street Fighter, when Tekken 7 was gaining equal viewership and whatnot, Harada was nonstop bragging about being better than Street Fighter, right? And he one of the things he would brag about is how Bandai Namco is a bigger company. Bandai Namco is a bigger company than Capcom. We have more marketing power. We have more this. We have more that. But then when it comes to prize pool, somehow the smaller company Capcom is putting up $1 million. Meanwhile, the bigger company is giving out 30,000. It's like, bro, like, that's crazy. Let's look at this tweet again. What else did Ghirlanda say? Game issues, total absence of decent roadmap. Yeah, roadmap is interesting as well. And this is something that I highlighted with, the start of season 2 is how, where's the roadmap? Season 1 gave us a complete roadmap that shows exactly what you should expect and everything. Season 2 is very choppy. The roadmap was basically filled with a lot of skins and not really good information. Yeah, so this part here, where bro is saying, I seriously believe there's a huge need for a total company restructure when it comes to Tekken. This is just what Tekken does to people. Um, as I previously stated, Ghirlanda was very, very hopeful and helpful and cared a lot. But with the developers, after 3 months, not like, doing anything, you see the transformation of Ghirlanda from hopeful to despair. And this is why when people like go after Blackheart and stuff like that, this is why I don't fault those guys for feeling the way that they do, feeling hopeless. Because I mean, what has Tekken done? The developers apologized. They said they wanted to fix the game, and we have yet to see any meaningful changes. And yes, the small band-aids are cool, but the initial thing that players got upset about with season 2 was all the mix-ups and the stances, and all of that stuff is still here. All of it. What's going on there? And then also the part about there's being so many missed opportunities with Tekken 8. I agree so much, bro. This fall off needs to be studied. How do you have the biggest game ever, Tekken 7, in terms of Tekken? The biggest the community has ever gotten, the biggest tournaments ever gotten, the biggest everything ever gotten, and then you fumble. Crazy. Insane. The fact that they got so much backlash over the year, you can say sometimes the players are being angry, sometimes the players are this, but the fact that they, you have to be honest and say some of the things are them. Some of the things is totally avoidable, and they hit it like the Titanic hit an iceberg, And it's just sad to see Tekken goes this way because it didn't need to be like this. Balancing aside, too, that's the thing. You could put balancing aside and you could just focus on, them as a company, from attacking mods to monetization to all of the things we talked about over the year. All of that stuff was crazy, bro. And it was a slow deterioration. Some people deteriorated a little bit more than others or faster than others. But every player who's been on this, because like if you just show up for Tekken 8, you don't really know, right? And that's fine. We all start our journeys at different points. But the people who were really locked into Tekken 7 and know how great things were, they see clear as day how bad it is now. The example that I would give is like, imagine you get into a car and the car is dirty. You're like, oh, this car is kind of dirty, but it's like whatever, right? But imagine if you got into that car, your friend's car, and it was clean. And then the next day you get into it and it's dirty. You're going to be like, whoa, what's going on here? What, are you all right? Or what's going on? What's happening? Right? That's literally Tekken 8. Tekken 8, we saw Tekken 7 was a clean, pristine car. Tekken 8, we get in it and it's filthy. And we're just literally asking a question like, what's going on, Tekken? Why is there trash everywhere? Why are you doing this? It's crazy because, people can say what they will about Tekken 7 and what they will about the players, but tweets like this never happened in Tekken 7. In Tekken 7, with pay-to-win DLC and whatever else happened, never did pro players, respected pros, talk about the company needs a total restructure. This is like something you will see from a no-name player, just, anime profile picture, gibberish for the name. But this is a professional. And that's the biggest thing to highlight. The same way that Arsenal made similar tweets, Nee made similar tweets, all of the professional and well-respected players who calmly sat through the fall off of Tekken 7 with the pay-win DLC. Like, a lot of people it wasn't an issue. But what's going on with Tekken 8, bro? But also, as we have conversations like this, you do got to keep in mind that this game is successful. By what metric? I don't know. Like, when you try to put it into perspective, I don't know. Because think about it like this, right? It's for a fact that Tekken 8 is selling faster than Tekken 7. Tekken 7 took a long time to reach 4 million copies. Tekken 8 did it easily. I contribute a lot of that success that Tekken 8 gained because Tekken 7 already did the hard work. But Tekken 8 having 4 million copies sold, all of their DLC being wildly successful, all of their skins being wildly successful. Anytime they put a skin into the game, you turn on the game that day of that update, everyone has it. If you go into the arcade lounge, everyone has the skins. I mean, they are making a lot of money off the game, regardless of whether or not the players are dipping, regardless of all of the complaints. They're making money. When they release a character, the Steam charts go up for whether it be a day, an hour, a week. The Steam charts go up. Everyone buys it. Everyone buys the skins that they put into the game. And whether they disperse and trickle away over the next couple of weeks or months or whatever, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It seems like Tekken found a way to be very profitable, and balance doesn't matter. Wasn't there another content creator who said a similar thing? Was it Frame Whisper or was it Mike Hollow? Who said it? Someone basically said that the game basically has found a way to be very, very profitable, and gameplay no longer matters. It doesn't matter at all. And this is why when people try to paint the developers as stupid or dumb or stuff like that, I disagree. I've always disagreed with that. These guys are geniuses, bro. They're smart. And they figured it out. They figured out how to make their game popular with gameplay being terrible. And they have no incentive to fix it. None. And also, the people who speak up against it, like me, like I'm doing right now, people will get angry at me. Quit the game. Get out of here. Shoo. Get. Scooch. You know? You guys ever seen that video of the guy who, there's like a homeless guy on the ground, and then you have the guy with the water hose spraying him? That's how people, react to us complaining.